Hello, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. His name is Jimmy the Bag. This is the Loshak and the Bag Show, Friday morning, January 11th. We are, it's a new show this year, new graphics. We're having guests, and we are breaking some ratings records.
Yeah.
Right, Jimmy the Bag? Exciting. Right, Jimmy? Yesterday was a great show. We had Maxwell Smart on again, Sonny Vega.
Yeah, and we have such an exciting day today. In 45 minutes, we have Team Bankroll joining us. Alex, straight out of Romania, will be live with us. Natalie will be sitting between us. They're going to be going over their best plays in the EPL. What up? What up?
What up? Okay, come on, Rafa. Come on. What happened?
I have no idea.
Mine is okay? Mine is okay? All right, I'm going to take over the show. It's a takeover. It's a Loshak takeover for the next 30 seconds while Jimmy the Bag fixes his tech issues. Yes, we are going to have Natalie joining us in studio, joined remotely, of course, by Alex from Team Bankroll. They're going to talk about some EPL stuff that is going on this weekend. That should be a great segment. Of course, Natalie knows what the hell she's talking about. Alex knows what the hell he's talking about. They're both great human beings, and it should be an awesome segment. Jimmy the Bag, was that hyperbole, or would you agree with everything that I just said?
If I could talk, I would.
Okay, all right. Jimmy the Bag. He says yes. He says yes. He agrees. In today's show, we're going to talk about NHL and NBA. NHL yesterday was very interesting. You know, I kind of fell victim to what Jimmy was talking about yesterday about pushing all of my early plays, the plays that I knew that I wanted to take in NHL yesterday, all cashed except for, the Vancouver game. But that was a push later on. All the stuff that I started to add later on, Vancouver money line, that one lost. The first period over in the Tampa Bay game lost. So I actually had a slight losing day in NHL, but all of my general play, and of course the big news from yesterday, which was one of my early plays in the NHL that I'm not upset about that I took, was Boston losing again to Washington. Was it 14 in a row now?
Yeah, or was it? I think it was already 4. I think it's now 15 in a row.
Something ridiculous, but shout out to the Boston Bruins, only losing by 1, right? Shout out to the Boston Bruins, only losing by 2. Did they lose by 2?
They lost 4-2.
They lost 4-2?
Yeah.
Still, very good. Not that bad. Not that bad of a result, especially in light of the first game that they played, which was 7-0 in the opening game of the season. I look back at that. That's one of the losers I had yesterday, which I'm okay with. But what the hell is up with Washington and Boston? Any thoughts at all?
It's strange. It's hard to explain.
It's weird.
But in the NHL card yesterday, we had a great read on it. If you take that Boston, I know that the Islanders didn't cover the 1.5, but man, we were on it. The Flyers won 2-1. I didn't pull the trigger on that, but I was leaning heavy there. The Jackets took care of business in overtime. I didn't take the -1.5. The Lightning Hurricanes did not cover that first period over. That's everyone's been hammering, saying that time in, time again. The Blues -1.5 I gave is the best play on the card.
Yes.
Risk reward, that cashed easily and keep going down. The Wild did beat the Jets. I wish I had pulled the trigger there and I didn't. The Oilers came back to beat the Panthers and the overhit there. The Canucks didn't take care of business on that end, but going late, that Sharks beating the Knights is enormously helpful for my futures in the division. I know I'm a little early getting so excited about it, but it helps me a great deal. Sharks took care of business. The Sharks are better than the Flames. I think the Sharks are the best team in the Western Conference. And then finally, I should have taken the Senators. I talked about it, but I didn't. I said Anders Nilsson was going to have another great game. Second half of a back-to-back. We hit on the under 6. We're doing very well here. We have a big NBA card, and because Team Bankroll, I don't know if everything got through, but Team Bankroll joining us, Alex straight from Romania, and Natalie will be sitting in between us. So they're coming in 40 minutes, so we don't have enough time to really go over too much here. In the NBA, though, I felt that was a very, very interesting card. I got that first half over.
It's always important to spend a little bit of time to review what the hell you did right.
You. First half over by 1 point. I got that on the Celtics seat. I was going up against Sonny Vega, who joined us last night. And then I ended up losing the first half over, which I had already given up on when I heard Blake Griffin was on, by only a point. So I hit 1 by a point, lost 1 by a point. I didn't make a move on the Spurs Thunder, but Lamont Williams was asking me about Spurs team total over. I hope he took it. I'm sorry, we were so focused on college. I didn't even get to that question. And then the Nuggets took care of business with the Clippers at home. Nuggets are playing very well at home. Overall, it was a broke even in NCAA basketball, 4-4. I broke even in NBA 1-1 and had a slight winning day in NHL, but I felt like we had a nice read on the card. And so I'm upset that it was only a slight winning day.
Yeah, I had a great read on the NHL card, and I actually had a slight losing day because I threw on that friggin' -160 on the all my play. I would have been up 3 units if I hadn't pushed late. But okay, so let's quickly scan some comments here, looking for handicapping comments, and then we will get into the games today. Let's see what else. What do we got here? Look at some handicapping comments.
A lot of great stuff. Get Card 8 giving us talking about what painful losses yesterday, but he did hit with sack, first half sack. full game, and he hit with the Spurs money line. He's all over today's NBA card. I think this is we have to rush here. So why don't you pick out some comments here?
okay,
But I just
sure.
want to give a shout out to all these guys: Gegard A, Walla Walla, Sean Robertson, PRC publicist straight out of the 6, Sacktown King in the house, Richard Reyes in the house, Q Peso, father of LoBag in the house, Ring in the house. We got a great group. I'm ready to get to work.
Yeah. All right. I'm just I'm scanning for a few comments here. People are commenting on a creepy picture of us to open the show.
It was a creepy picture of me. A creepy picture of me, not a creepy picture of you. Although you were pretty interested in the creepiness of me, so maybe it was both of us.
To open the show, is that the which picture?
It's a new
about?
graphic that I'd not seen before. Ben Sportsbook says Penguins have played tonight. Anaheim lost 9 in a row. Gibson lost his last 7 starts, while Pitt's 9-1 their last 10. Yes, I've already tweeted those plays out. I got Pittsburgh -1.5. I think I'm getting a ton of value here. I can understand people thinking that the Ducks can take care of business here as the Pens open up their road trip on the West Coast. I know that Kobe Valentine's leaning in that direction. I don't know if he's pulled the trigger. I can understand that that's going to be a contrarian play that people make today. But I'm making a very simple. I'm handling this NHL card very simply.
Okay.
I'm on the Pens -1.5. I'm on the Flames -1.5. I've already tweeted those plays out. It could be called square. Call it what you want to call it. I call it a winning record year after year after year.
Oh, we're already into NHL then. We're already into NHL.
I'm just going over comments, but if you'd like to say.
All right, yeah. Let's start with let's start with the NHL. 4 games on the card tonight, and when I was looking at this, the Florida Calgary game obviously jumps out at me, right? Calgary is great, and I was leaning Calgary -1 here, but I was thinking, maybe Florida after having lost 4 in a row at this massive dog line, maybe Florida on the first period might be worth a shot, maybe the first period over. So that's what I was thinking. Florida first period over, and then Calgary -1 counts as maybe a no-brainer. What do you think?
Well, I hope that me breaking this game down doesn't take you off of your play, or just take it with a grain of salt.
Oh, you don't like Calgary?
Calgary's practice yesterday was extremely intense.
Right.
Bill Peters said he's not happy with how the team's playing. They're on a 3-game winning streak. They're 6-1-1. When Sullivan said the same thing about the Penguins, they started smashing. They started winning game after game after game after game. If Bill Peters is going to get Calgary into this mind focus where this is not good enough, watch out for this hockey team. Luongo's a train wreck right now. Luongo's a garbage fire in net. Riddick is playing very good hockey, .921 save percentage, 2.42 goals against average. Flames now sit at the top of the Western Conference, 2nd overall in the NHL, and I've got futures all over them. I'm very excited. But when I say I got futures all over them, you guys know I also have futures on 3 teams, well, 4 including the Sharks, but 3 teams. I have the Panthers and Flyers that are going to screw me, so it's not all glory. 60 points they've got in 45 games, 2nd fastest start in franchise history, trailing only that Stanley Cup winning squad of 88-89. That's a squad that beat the Vancouver Canucks in a 7-game series, one of my favorite playoff series of all time. They were 56 points, I believe, 56 points ahead of the Canucks. We took them to 7 games. Steamer had to break away in Game 7. Skriko, Vernon robbed both Smeal and Strico. The winning goal, I believe it was off of Jim Poplinski's skate. And it was what I don't know if I've ever liked hockey as much as I liked hockey during that season. It was my whole life. All I thought about, all I talked about was hockey. And that was maybe my favorite series of all time, even though we ended up losing it in 7 games. Sorry, okay. So they're the only team in the league that can boast 4 20-goal scorers, 4 50-point scorers. The Sharks will, like I said all year, pass them. I think the Sharks will win the division, be the best team in the West. And we just talked about this is a healthy forward lineup. They're only missing Michael Stone and Yusuf Valimaki, who they've been missing for a long time. And now, but you're right to feel like Florida has value. You're right, because look at the Avalanche outshot them 35-16 last game.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a bad result from Florida. Now, I wouldn't be thinking about Florida. You got to think that Florida's going to come back here. And, I mean, they can shoot, right? They have the offense to put up goals. And, if this was like, do I want to bet on a Florida bounce back at plus 125? No. At plus 140? No. But at plus 200, at plus 800, at a certain point, yes, you pull the trigger on this. And it is. So Calgary had an intense practice, but it's got to be, what do you think the mindset here is of Florida? They've got to be thinking that they at least want to get off to a good start in this one.
When I loved Florida initially, beginning of the year, it was this top 6 forward group they had, because they had all these offensive dynamos, right? They had Dadonov coming from the KHL. We already know Barkov is a star. Huberdeau, very high draft pick, offensive star. But what I loved about them was Trocheck and Bukestad, defensively responsible, accountable forwards. They've been out now for weeks. And so Luongo's playing shitty. Ekblad's not being the superstar. I mean, I thought Ekblad was going to be Victor Hedman. and he's not done that. So Ekblad hasn't stepped up as a superstar defenseman. Luongo is playing terribly. They're missing 2 defensive forwards. I just don't know how you can trust them. And I don't trust them.
Look, I was leaning a full game. I was only thinking about Florida early and maybe a first period over, but I was definitely thinking that Calgary at least -1. They've lost 4 in a row, and you think this is a big bounce back spot for Calgary here.
It's hard to call it a bounce back spot when you're 6-1-1 and you're won 3 straight. So I don't know if bounce back is the proper term, but you're right. They got outplayed. They got outshot 35-16 in that game. It was their goaltending that kept them.
Sorry,
in
right.
the other team's
I was looking at that.
No worries. But yes, I'm on Calgary -1.5. I tweeted this out. I was a little worried, and I didn't tweet out early enough, really.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm actually going to beat.
So what line did you get on that one?
I'm grabbing it right now. I got the Flames -1.5 at +120 at 5 dimes.
Yeah, that's where it is right now, and I will take it as well. So you got Calgary +120.
Yes, I did.
All right, hold on one second. Calgary, puck line, +120, and I will take Calgary -1 as well. And I was also thinking about the first period over. Hold on. So Calgary at
Mally Mal says the Flames and over is the play.
Right. Calgary -1. The money line is -219. The puck line again is +120. And I was thinking about the over and the first period over. Luongo should be vulnerable, right? No question about that.
He's just playing so badly.
Yeah.
When is he going to step up? I think maybe a visit to Vancouver will help. What's it going to take for Luongo to step up? I know that we're saying, he's over the hill, he's this and that, but he's still, when he comes back from injuries, he's a superstar. I don't understand why he's playing this bad. I don't think he's just done. I think it's the players in front of him are part of the reason.
Right.
But I mean, there's no excuse. But Luongo, Reimer have bad numbers, and partly due to how bad the players are playing defensively in front of them.
Yeah, people are asking who's in goal for the Flames. I'm seeing Rittich.
I expect it to be Rittich.
Yeah,
I expect it to be Rittich.
And if it's Smith, that's okay too.
No, it's not. If it's Smith, I think that we got to hammer the over.
Right.
But the Flames taking care of business, I think, is just something that we expect.
All right, that's what I was thinking as well. Calgary -1, and Jimmy the Bag is going to be on Calgary puck line, which again will be +120. Now let's move on to Pittsburgh against Anaheim. Right? Is Pittsburgh a suspiciously small favorite here, Jimmy the Bag? And of course, we have the old situation, specifically small road favorite with the home team as of right now taking some money. A small line move in favor of Anaheim. Obviously, this makes no sense if you look at their recent history. Anaheim is having all kinds of issues offensively. Where are the goals going to come from here from Anaheim if they do win?
A couple things here. Kevin Pine says seeing Reimers in net for Florida. If I used daily faceoff or left wing lock as who the goalie was and capped all around it, I would lose my mind. It makes me so goddamn angry that they make the mistakes that they're making. They have injured goalies, and so there's no way that Reimer, I don't think, is back in goal here.
I'm seeing unconfirmed. Kobe Valentine on Anaheim, locking it in.
Triple Beam says, what year was it? They're saying the Canucks won 7 games Stanley Cup. That wasn't the Stanley Cup. That was the first round of the playoffs. The Flames won their division. We snuck in. It was back when the Smythe would always let 4 teams in, no matter how bad it was. The Jets and the Canucks were always fourth. It was the very first round of the series. Is when the Flames went on to win the Stanley Cup.
Mally Mal saying Anaheim is his lean. Public is on Pittsburgh. Pimpy Longstockings actually fade Penguins. Birdman NJ says fade Pitt. So if you like Anaheim here, where's the production going to come from offensively?
Raquel, he's back finally.
Yeah.
How many games? He missed 13 games with a sprained ankle. Played 19 minutes last game. Got 2 shots on goal. He's doesn't have his legs under him. The last time they beat these Penguins bad, remember that was the last time they won a game. That was December 17th in Pittsburgh.
That was a month ago.
Yeah, unbelievable. And this Penguins team is rolling. They won 9 of the last 10 since that defeat. If this wasn't such a mature team, I would be a little uncomfortable. First game on a road trip. I can understand Sharps are going to be on the Ducks. I can understand that. I'm not going to be one of them. I see value with the Penguins here. I don't care that the market is telling us that the Ducks win, and maybe they do win. But over the last 8 games, Crosby has 15 points, 4 goals, 11 assists. Murray's on an 8-game winning streak since coming back from that lower body injury. They're coming off a 5-1 beatdown of the Panthers at home on Tuesday night. And Sullivan, just like Peter, says, I know we're capable of playing a much tighter game. I think that's what we want to do moving forward. They just allowed only 1 goal against the Panthers, and they need to play a much tighter game. Schultz out indefinitely. They just lost Aston Reese day-to-day to an undisclosed injury. This team is very good, and I'm backing them.
And so that has me thinking, under what? You think so?
If anything like that, I would take a Ducks team total under. But I'm not even certain that this game will go under. What is the total?
6. You're getting the standard 6. You could buy up to 6.5 and get 135 or something like that.
I'm not going to mess with that. I feel like Penguins -1.5, Flames -1.5. I'd be very surprised coming back or watching these games tonight, seeing myself 0-2 down $400, I'd be very, very surprised.
So you're taking the Penguins, huh?
I am.
And you tweeted out what line did you get?
I did. I got plus 193 at Pinnacle.
Plus 193. All right, and you don't like the under here. What do you expect from Pittsburgh going forward? Lower scoring games? Are they going to try to play more defensive oriented, or is that just someone saying something?
I love that Sullivan does this. I love that Peters is doing this in Calgary. What do I see moving forward? I just think this is a very, very good hockey team. Like I've said all season long, 5th in goals per game, 3.51, 10th in goals allowed, 2.81, 6th in power play, 25.6%, 4th in penalty killing at 84.2%. We will see this team in the playoffs. I think they do damage. I don't think anybody in their right mind wants to play this team. I think they'll get revenge over the Capitals, but the Lightning or the Leafs, but I think they could beat the Leafs, but the Lightning just seem like a very tough team. But I would, no surprise at all to see a Lightning Penguins Eastern Conference final.
Remo says if it's Gibson and Murray and net take the underbeat, that's what I'm expecting. Gibson and Murray. Why would you expect anyone different?
I don't know. I'm just not sold. Okay, so the Ducks have not been scoring at all.
Mm-hmm.
And now that they're getting Raquel back, like what if the Penguins go up early, couple power plays here? I know this power play is just 28 at 14.5%, but Fowler's back now. Getzlaf is healthy.
Big Ragu likes pens. Shout out to Big Ragu.
Yeah, and sorry, Pete, I don't mean to rush this, but I really want to get through these last two games because we got a big NBA card before.
Buffalo, Carolina. Carolina, of course, on the back-to-back, lost at Tampa Bay. I'd love to take a shot with Buffalo here, but do they have the manpower, the firepower offensively to be a good bet here at just, plus 115?
You're right. The Sabres seem like they have value with the Hurricanes on the second half of a back-to-back. Their 5-game winning streak snapped last night, 3-1 in Tampa. Big Ragu talking about that game already in the chat, just saying everything seems to go this Lightning team's way. The Hurricanes played really good hockey, and Tampa Bay, what was it? They were in the final minutes. I mean, there was, 9 minutes left, I believe? It was 1-0 Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Justin Williams, captain of this team, playing such good hockey, scored 4 goals in the past 5 games. I love what Rod Brind'Amour has done this year. Definitely going to be nominated for Coach of the Year. I'm so impressed with Rod Brind'Amour. The guy is a winner. Yeah. Hurricanes are only missing Jordan Staal, but this Sabres team's a rested group. Won their third straight game 5-1 on Tuesday over the Devils. Skinner returns to PNC Arena for the first time as a visiting player. I'm not entirely sure how we figure that plays into this capping situation. But Skinner played 8 years with the Hurricanes. He's tied for second in NHL with goals at 29 behind Alex Ovechkin. Ovechkin, year after year after year after year. What a guy Ovechkin is. He takes a lot of heat. I'm happy he won the Stanley Cup last year. We are so fortunate that we get to watch him play hockey. Skinner is on pace for the 3rd most goals in a season in Sabres history. Well, and we know who's number 1, and that's Alexander Mogilny at 76, right? Because he had 76 the same year. Teemu Selanne had 76 in Winnipeg, and that was 92-93. In Teemu Selanne's rookie year, he had 76 goals, and he tied with Mogilny that year. Skinner's line will include Jack Eichel. It looks like Eichel will be back. He practiced on Thursday. If they get the Eichel back, the Sabres will be completely healthy for one of the few times all year. One of the few times all year.
What about a first period under? I'm seeing
it's McElhaney.
Yeah,
without a doubt, because that was another thing that almost made me throw my computer against the wall this morning.
Was when Mrazek listed.
What idiots? What fucking idiots? Why do we have to do? No, it's so fucking annoying. How hard is it to understand that Mrazek's not going to play in back-to-back nights? It's McElhaney's going to be in net 10-5-1, 2.25 goals against, have 9.22 7%. That bothered me so much for some reason this morning. I just can't understand why these sites. Oh, fuck, I don't even want to get into it. But Carter
Hutton, they might not be as smart as you and I, Jim, but they're not idiots. I mean, that's a strong word there. All right, let's move on. We don't have much time to. So if it is McElhaney, which I'm assuming that it certainly will be, and I was just confused by what I saw. What about the first period under? Or the under?
I like these plays, but I just really think. And I've been thinking about this quite a bit over the last couple of days with my NHL. I feel like I'm locked in, and I'm not. I do not like seeing up 18 or 19. Can you put the records up, Rafa? God. I do not like seeing 18 or 19 units. I want to see 50 units, and the only way I can do that, I think, is by focusing solely on sides and puck lines. I will take the totals when they come. When I feel like it's a good spot for them. But right now, and Mr. Gokes are saying over. I've never been great with totals unless the ones that jump out at me when I come in the morning and I say, "Oh, listen." The Senators, Kings under, or Senators are playing low scoring, or Nashville's injured, playing that stuff. And I'm going to pick. I'm just not going to reach. If I stop reaching, I'm going to get to my goal. My goal is 50, and then my goal after that is 100. And my high watermark with us was last year at 42.3, and it's just not enough.
All right, let's talk quickly about Detroit, Winnipeg. Well, it's a massive line here, obviously, for Winnipeg, which is justified. I was thinking maybe, although it's gotten bet down a little bit in Detroit's favor, and I was thinking maybe a shot with Detroit team total over, maybe. What do you think? Winnipeg can give up goals, in a situation like this.
Certainly can. And
definitely.
Without Bufflin in the lineup, I agree with you completely. This is an interesting spot. My man Anthony Mastronati already said he's all over the Red Wings here because they've been playing without their top three defensemen, and they're getting Mike Green back in the lineup.
Right.
You look at this team with this record with Mike Green in the lineup, it's really good. And Danny DeKeyser is going to be back early next week. Trevor Daley remains on the shelf. I'm telling you, when these defensemen are all healthy, and I'm not going to pull the trigger here, but when these defensemen are all healthy, we're going to get a ton of value on the Red Wings, a ton. But I don't know if that's the spot. But here they have a big advantage. That's rest. Detroit's had 2 days off coming into this game, and we know the Jets are on the second half of a back-to-back. Lost to Minnesota 3-2 last night. The Jets outshot Minnesota 28-22. Where the Jets fell apart, and this is something we need to focus on moving forward. Okay, so let's talk about Winnipeg as a team this year. They're having a better season than people give them credit for, right? They've not lost more than 2 games in a row a year. They're 2 points behind the division-leading Predators, 3 games in the hand. 4 points behind the conference-leading Flames, 3 games in the hand. But they can't win face-offs. And it's really going to hurt this team when they play against better hockey teams or bigger hockey teams. So they outshoot Minnesota 28-22. They're a better hockey team than Minnesota. But they win 19 out of 55 draws. They're giving Minnesota the puck, the possession all the time. And we got to keep an eye on these faceoffs with Winnipeg moving forward. And if they don't, Mark Little does not win faceoffs. Scheifele's got to step up. If they don't win faceoffs, this could become a team we're going to have value fading moving forward. Now, I'm not saying that yet, and I know it's dangerous to say that about this Jets team. Bressois in goal night.
That's the big issue. Bressois is in goal, and his numbers have been great this year.
Phenomenal.
Jimmy.
939 save percentage. Yeah. 8-1-1. He reminds me of when Hellebuck was trying to win.
Yeah,
this
right.
job.
Exactly. Yeah. And so the question is, I just don't know if I want to take Detroit here.
Anthony says, my man Anthony Mastronardi says Detroit wins. They're getting Green back, winning on a back-to-back. I could understand taking that, but I think that I got to stop reaching and be extremely focused if I want to hit the heights that I want to hit so goddamn badly in NHL. and especially after the debacle of this baseball season last year, I need to give back to all these guys who give so much to us. And I'm just going to stop reaching and stick and see this record go up.
Any thoughts on the under in Detroit, Winnipeg?
I like the Red Wings forwards. They're a big group of forwards. It's so funny that you start talking totals, and even though we have such a good read in the NHL, I start getting anxiety.
Because the empty netters and all that stuff. And the uncertainty when it comes to NHL totals is something that I can handle. That I can. I'm not happy about my first period over yesterday with Tampa Bay, but in general, what happened? Something funny happened.
These guys, they can tell when you're trimming your stash, and they can tell when my coffee's not black. Yeah, I woke up early. I needed a boost. So it's not black. But what does that mean? It means leche. It means we're going to have a winning day today. But if it does mean that, I'm going to have to keep putting milk in my coffee. So we'll see. We'll see about that. But shout out to my man, Hugh Direction.
Tempting to take the under in Detroit, Winnipeg, isn't it?
I don't find it tempting.
You don't trust Detroit defensively here?
It's not that I don't trust them. It's just that Winnipeg can explode at any given moment. This is a Red Wings team that's now 20th in penalty killing at 78.5%, going up against a second-ranked power play at 28.6%. It just gives me anxiety.
All right, so you want to move on to NBA?
Yes, very
Let's
quickly.
move on to NBA. No need to rush anything now because we will be joined by King Rail in the evening show, correct?
Yes, we have King Rail. Not only King Rail, but we have Big Ragu. This is a great Friday for us. We have Big Ragu, who's just been absolutely destroying. No one's hotter than Big Ragu on our shows. Big Ragu is our number one guy for ROI, giving us picks on videos in this
Number one guy for ROI.
Oh, there's another song.
There you go.
That's got to be the Big Ragu song. So we have Big Ragu.
Give me the bag.
We have Big Ragu coming in to talk NFL. Talk whatever he wants to talk. Let him just hand us out winners. And then we have King Rail for the last half hour, breaking down the NBA card. It's going to be great. Maxwell Smart in the house, too. Okay, let's keep rolling.
All right, so let's keep rolling. Now, a few days ago, I had a great read on NBA. It was early in the week. I think it was Monday. I don't remember, Monday or Tuesday. Went 9-2. I gave the Cleveland Cavaliers first quarter. Got a ton of pushback on that one. Cashed easily. I gave the Chicago Bulls first quarter. That one cashed easily. Chicago against Golden State. Jimmy the Bag. I'm thinking about doing it again. Golden State, I know they got their great win against the Knicks, which we really should have been on in retrospect, probably. But I think there's some life to this Bulls team. The Warriors, I don't think they're motivated to blow out every single team, every single quarter right now. Win 50 games, 55 games, 60 games, 65 games, whatever. Bulls first quarter, what do you think?
Wow, just I can't think about anything else other than what Gate Pass Key said. He said, I played with a guy who only took defensive zone draws and was straight to the bench on the breakout. He was not a good player, but he knew his niche and he helped our team. Glenn Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn Anderson, one of the best wingers in NHL history, Hall of Famer, a guy that I got to meet when I was at Okinawa Hockey School. Yeah, wow, so it must be a different Glenn Anderson winger. I love Gate Pass Key. I love hearing his insights. Okay, let's keep rolling along. I think that's extremely dangerous.
You think so, huh?
I do right now. So they were joking in the interviews after that game against the Knicks, and they were joking, saying, when was the last time where we blew a team out? Was it 2016?
Mm-hmm,
You know, this is a rested group that I think might just start destroying teams.
You think so?
That's my concern.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear what King Rail's going to say about this on the Late Show, but I definitely have a concern that this is a rested, healthy group. And I just think that when they snap their fingers... Now, we've seen them not do that in the first half.
Right.
But
I mean, even against the Knicks, I guess they did cover that first half line, but they won the first quarter by 6. You know, this line here is just 5.5, and the Bulls, again, seem to have some life to them.
Levine is questionable with left ankle soreness. Probable.
Mm-hmm.
I just...
That's not a good sign. Right.
This is a type of spot... We knew Levine was going to step up against the Blazers, and I'm just concerned. I think this Warriors team, they're angry. They're not. Look at their record, 27-14.
Mm-hmm.
They've lost 6 times at home already this year. I mean, this is the lion that we're poking.
You think so, huh?
Yeah.
You don't think they're just going to cruise into the playoffs? You think they still feel like they have something to prove here in January? Maybe.
I'm certain that they have something to prove right now. Now, I know that Durant keeps saying it doesn't matter if we win 60 games or 55, but they are going to start beating some teams up right now. They need to beat teams up enough so they can take their foot off the gas pedal and start resting guys down the stretch. They're a very, very dangerous team. Troy V says, love the Wolves tonight. I've already tweeted that play out. It's my only play I've tweeted out so far, but this is I'd love to hear what the NBA experts have to say about this, but I'm very concerned that the Warriors will smash.
All right, so the one game that you tweeted out, Jim, was the Wolves, huh?
Yeah.
You like that one? They got obviously the great win, first game with the new coach. The spirit and the vibe around the team right now is very, very positive.
Positive.
Let down after the first game, or it continues here.
I just see something changing. I really feel like we've gotten to know this Timberwolves team. That's the best thing about the NBA. There's no other sport where you really learn the character of the players. You know, no helmets. You see how they act. You get the soap opera lives that are going on backstage. I feel like we've had a really good read, and I've watched this Wolves team very closely, and Andrew Wiggins, and I think these guys are not very mentally tough, and they need somebody like a 32-year-old coach who's one of them. We know, because, his dad's Flip Saunders, this guy. They talk about, Tyus Jones says, you can see the pedigree. We're talking about Ryan Saunders here. Says, you can see the pedigree. You can see he's built for this. I'm just happy for him. He works his butt off. He's so dedicated to this organization. And then here's the big line. He loves this organization more than anyone I know. I bet you he says nonstop praises to Wigington and to Cat. I bet you this is the perfect storm, I think, for Cat and for Wiggins, and I really think that they're going to blossom under this young coach who's their friend.
Right.
And that doesn't always work with teams, but I think it works here. They're coming off their 3rd straight win. I wanted to make sure that I got the 4.5. I know the Mavs are a team that's coming together. Oh, they have Derrick Rose expected back, Covington out. I know the Mavs are a team coming together. Mavs defeated the Wolves 140-136 on October 20th. Doncic went for 30 against the Suns. That's the game they're coming off of right now. Nowitzki's going to be back in the lineup. Dennis Smith didn't travel with the team. He's out. I think this is a great spot.
Interesting. So what line did you get?
Sorry. I got minus 4.5 at minus 107. I want to go back to Gate Pass Key. I find this stuff so interesting. Glenn Anderson made his mark by winning draws and clearing the puck high off the glass in the NHL. Man, what a crazy dude to hang with off the ice. Fur coats, 2 chicks on his arm at all times. That's so funny. Gate Pass Key, playing hockey with Glenn Anderson. Gate Pass Key, there's more to this
more
guy.
than meets the eye.
I find him extremely interesting.
More than meets the comments.
I would sure love to meet Gate Pass Key. Gate Pass Key, where do you live? I just want to talk hockey with you for the rest of my life. I love him. I know he's got stories. It's funny talking about 2 chicks on his arm at all times. People used to make fun of Glenn Anderson because he was lispy, you know, and he had the mustache, and a lot of people thought he was maybe gay and stuff like that. But supposedly this guy, like Gabe Pesky is saying, was always had 2 chicks on his arm.
Okay. Well,
sorry,
where is it? Kobe Valentine likes Dallas +5, and so does Ninja 13. But let's move on. Let's talk about another interesting NBA game here. What do we got? Well, let's talk about the Lakers against Utah. How about that?
And let me also say, I don't just like the Timberwolves tonight.
You love them, right?
Yeah. I from a psychological spot, I know exactly what's happening. I should say that. I think I know what's happening here psychologically with these 2 young forwards and a young coach.
Right.
And it's being friends together. And that's the bullshit that Wiggins and Cat need.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Mal says Jimmy take the Wolves. The only issue here is there going to be a letdown or not? Because if there's no letdown, then they're a no-brainer.
Brian Saunders hasn't had a game at home yet.
Right. So it's their first home game. And what do you think about the over on this one, or at least the team total over for? I know Dallas has been a big undertrender recently, but I was thinking over. I was thinking maybe Minnesota team total over.
I don't know. With Dennis Smith not in the lineup, I don't think that. I think the Timberwolves team total over would be in play.
Mm-hmm. Because if these guys went over against OKC, now their first game back home, I was thinking at the very least the team total over for Minnesota here.
Sure, but again, as you said, the Mavericks have been slowing the pace down, doing that a lot without Dennis Smith Jr. That's my only concern.
And I nailed the Mavericks under in the last game that they played. All right, I'll think about it. I might make all my plays in the evening show when we're joined by King Braille. Let's talk about Brooklyn and Toronto, right? People want to talk about this one. Some people have suggested that Brooklyn catching 9.5 points might be worth a shot, or that the Brooklyn team total over at 106 might be worth a shot. I was thinking about an over here as well. Of course, the Nets are, the Nets, both teams are playing well, but the Nets have covered. The Nets have been covering. They're getting big points here. I was thinking about a shot with the over, maybe more than anything, and maybe one or both of the team total overs. What do you think about this one?
I find that very interesting. What is the spot here? What's the total and what's the movement being?
Well, the total, when I saw it, it was 221 or so, and now it's up to 222, so there you go, creeping up.
Raptors won 12-13 against the Nets, 6 in a row at home, but just lost on December 7th, 106-105 in overtime. The Nets, beautiful comeback victory over Atlanta Hawks. We know that Atlanta Hawks aren't finishing games, and I'm interested in the Hawks' first quarter. I really like what you're doing with first quarters right now.
Yeah.
I've been watching it, been very
impressed.
Couple
nice cashers earlier in the week.
The Hawks are 13-4 over their past 17. Raptors are just 10-7 over that same span. It's hard to imagine that the Nets are playing that much. Sorry, did I say the Hawks? Sorry, the Nets are 13-4 over the past 17. Raptors just 10-7 over that same span. Hard to imagine that the Nets are playing that much better than the Raptors. Nets were down by 19 against the Hawks and came back and took complete control of that game. 21 from D'Angelo Russell. He scored at least 20 points in 19 games, single season. But I've talked about, I'm in love with Joe Harris. Love his perimeter defense. 16 points, 9 boards last game. Raptors faced the Hawks on Tuesday. They were down 3 with 2 minutes left. They scored the final 6 points. Danny Green was out of the lineup. I really feel like he's a extremely, or more important than meets the eye guy to this team right now. Raptors have made 42.7% of their threes over their last 3 games. And the issue is, their defense is so good with Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry both in the lineup. So they just got the franchise record, 18 steals in that last game. Lowry had 4 steals. Kawhi had 6 steals. 7 players had at least 1. Leonard and Lowry were in the same game for the first time since December 9th. They're 16-6 when Leonard and Lowry play in the same game. Miles questionable. Valanciunas out long term. I think that total is interesting. I find that very interesting, and I'm just going to put a question mark by it.
Yeah, putting a question mark by it. You know what? And I'm thinking that this Minnesota Dallas game might soar over. I know what Dallas likes to do, but when on the road against a team like Minnesota that's energized, they might just get sucked into their pace and just agree to play that pace, and they might get blown out. I'm thinking about taking team total overs with Minnesota here. Let's look at another game. Well, Cleveland-Houston is interesting, right? Houston is off the Milwaukee loss, right? And
a couple things quickly. I hate to interrupt you, but Cash Action Bets and Ninja 13 are on the under in the Nets game. Just wanted you to hear that.
Sure,
and also,
thank you.
Kobe saying T-Wolves let down. Kobe, Ryan Saunders watched his dad coach Minnesota and being part of this organization for so long, and now he gets to coach in his first ever home game of his entire life, and I do not see a letdown in this.
And the players seem like they want to get wins for him. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I'm thinking about the team total overs at the very least with Minnesota. Let's talk about Cleveland-Houston, though. This might be a little bit of a low-hanging fruit type deal here, right? Houston's off of the Milwaukee loss, and Cleveland, of course. Look, I have no problem taking Cleveland in spots. I took them in one spot earlier this week. I'm thinking maybe Houston first half it, maybe even Houston minus the full 14 or 15 or whatever you're getting right now.
Sure, but I sure want to go back to your Cavs first quarter, but I don't have that written down as a question mark. I like the Hawks first quarter better, and I don't have first quarter question mark written in here for a reason. But God, I think that's the spot to do it. I think the Rockets claim that they just went through such a tough part of their season, and they claim Harden says, "Oh, these games are even more important than those." But it's hard to imagine that they're going to act on that. Rockets won 12-15, coming off that 116-109 home loss to the Bucks, snapped their 10-game home winning streak. Harden 39.5, 6.7 boards, 9 assists. Paul Gordon remain out of the lineup. Cavs have the worst record in the NBA, lost 11 straight. Cleveland actually won the previous meeting, and we watched that game together with LoBag, Rayhan, Hyder, 91. We watched that game at the Sheraton together. And
so maybe there's even an element of revenge here. Probably not. But I mean, but still though.
I don't know. Ben Sportspick says Houston big bounce back after loss. Cavs can't contain Harden. We'll have another 40, 50-point night. Shane Comer says Atlanta Hawks first quarter +4. Grab it. Washington first quarter against the spread NBA. Wow, that's what I'm thinking, Shane, and I'm excited to hear that you're into it too. Listen, I don't know what to do with this spot. When we watched that game, Sexton was an absolute beast. He was an absolute beast. There was no one on this Rockets team that could guard him, and it was the best I'd ever seen him play.
Why is the total here so modest and getting bet down a little bit?
We saw what the Cavs did last night, right? I mean, wasn't it last night that they...
it was a couple nights ago. Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Wait, talking about the Pelicans game?
Yeah, 140, 124. Yeah. What a mess that was. That was Wednesday night, excuse me, yeah.
I was sitting here, I was like, all right, if I don't want to, actually pull the trigger on laying all those points with Houston, I'll at least take them on the team total.
Mally Mal says over in the Houston game, Pete.
Right, so then why is it right? So that means more to me than the friggin' market, but I'm certainly not going to ignore the market here. Why is this total so modest and getting bet down?
I feel like this is a little trickier spot than it looks. I just don't see the Rockets being in this with their obviously they're going to win the game, or I just don't know if I think this is a nice break for them.
Okay.
So I just don't know if you can trust them.
Okay, fair enough.
King Rail said we almost had the Spurs under 225, only missed it by 76 points. Hey, that was a crazy game, King. Can't wait to King Rail in the chat. So let's ask questions to him. Can't wait to have King on the late show.
King Rail. I don't know. What do you think about this Rockets game? They're coming off a loss. It technically does count as a revenge game because they lost to Cleveland last time. But Jimmy the Bag thinks that they might not have their minds fully in this game, and the total, which I thought was going to be a good play on the over, open modest and has gotten bet down.
We've got to really rush here because we only have 6 minutes, so I'm just going to start rolling through some things. I find the Hawks first quarter interesting at the Sixers. Sixers coming off that ugly 123-106 loss. Obviously, we have to see if Redick's going to be back. He's missed second straight game with tightness in his lower back. Embiid 35, Butler 23, Simmons 15, 10, and 8 in the last game, and they get killed. They went just 8 for 27 from 3. Hawks are coming off 116-100 loss. Collins is playing so well, 30 and 14, 12 for 21 from the field. 11th time this season, he's gone 20 and 10. Pierce said he goes right to the paint, plays a little bully ball. God, I love bully ball from some of these young kids. I think John Collins is just a hell of a player. And he says it's good to see because that's just part of his growth, being physical, being dominant, trying to find easy opportunities for him. Jeremy Lin's helping out. Trae Young continues his struggles with his shot, 39.4 from the field, only 28.8% from 3 so far this year. Looking forward to hear what people have to say about this spot. But I just want to just kind of touch on each game for like 30 seconds before we bring them on. And so I'd be very curious to hear what you have to think of this Hawks first quarter because you've been hitting them so well lately. Bucks Wizards, so just
in general, I'm a little bit concerned about Philly with the general. It seems like again with Jimmy Butler, there's a little bit of dissension behind the scenes, right? In Philly,
there's always going to be dissension with Butler teams. And Mally Mouse says, Pete, this game is going over. What number you see?
Which one? Atlanta Philly?
Yeah. No, the game before that. Sorry, I'm sure he's talking about the game that we were just speaking on, which was
Houston.
Yes.
It's down to 216. Down to 216. I was thinking,
Wow, look at Dan Kelly. Since October 2015, road teams on losing streaks of 8 or more on Fridays are 10 and 3 against the spread.
Road teams with losing streaks of 8 or more. That's Cleveland, right?
Yeah, wow, that's a lot to think about. God, that's a great stat. Ron Lofton, yes, we have the Audible today at 2 p.m. Donnie Rightside, Wildcapper, and myself. This is so I just really want to touch on some of these games before we get Team Bankroll in. I'm so excited about having them in. Bucks at Wizards, both teams coming off very impressive wins.
This one I was thinking maybe Washington or Washington first half.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, well, let's talk it out.
Okay.
NBA leading Bucks. Wow, long time. How long has it been since anyone said that? 50 years? Have won 8 of 9, and they're coming off an impressive 116-109 win at Houston Wednesday night. Malcolm Brogdon says, this win will give us great momentum, great confidence. Do you believe that when he's going into this Wizards team that's just missing so many important players? It's hard to say whether you believe that or not.
They're
Brogdon
getting
went
some nice production from Porter, though. That's sort of eye-opening to me, right?
It's a huge help.
Yeah.
It's a huge help. But look, what are they going to do with the Greek freak, man? And Antetokounmpo goes for 27 and 21, but probable with a bruised left hip and a sore right quad.
Who's that?
The Greek freak.
Right.
You know, so Wizards coming off that impressive game. They got 34 from Beal, as you said. Porter came off the bench and gave them 23. Ariza gave them 17. They shot 54% from the field, 48.1% from three. They're 4-3 now since losing John Wall, 2-1 this week. But Wall, Howard, Markieff Morris, all out long term. That's very difficult.
It is, huh? What about the under here? It's a very high total. Has gotten bet down to 229. What about the under?
I think that's a very interesting take that I'm going to look
You're going to think about it, huh?
Yeah. I think that's an interesting take on.
All right, I'm going to take Washington here. I'm going to take Washington +6 -105. That's the current line at 5 dimes in a few places. I will add this one. I'll make this one a pick. I'll take Washington +6 -105. I'm thinking about the first half as well, and I'm thinking about the under, and I'm thinking, of course, then about the Milwaukee team total under as well.
God, we're so lucky to have Gate Pass Key in our comment section.
Yes, we are.
He was he ran his hockey school in Whitehorse. God, these are. God, we're just so lucky to have you, Gate Pass Key, running hockey with us.
I'm going to double up here. I'm going to take Washington first half +3 -110. That's the current line at Heritage, and I'm going to look at the Milwaukee team total under as well. And I'm thinking
Brandon
about the full
Kokan
game.
says Washington very good at home. Super Cisco liking that Wizards Bucks under.
Yeah.
So we only have a couple more minutes. So we have Pacers Knicks. Now we're going to hammer this card with King Rail on the Late Show. We're going to have at least half an hour with him. Pacers Knicks is an interesting spot. Indiana's coming off a 135-108 loss at Boston. So Pacers now, they allow 56.8% shooting. They were down by 31, gave up their most points in regulations in 2017, and it's because Miles Turner's not there. Missed last 3 games of Pacers without his big body in the paint. Opposing teams are just having their way down low. Without his rim protection, they've allowed an average of 123.7 points. Opponents are shooting 54.2%, 62.7% as close as 5 feet, and giving up 136 points in the paint in that stretch. That's just 3 games. Sabonis has started the past 3. He's very good, but he's just not a big enough presence down low. He is getting heavier. He's now 252 pounds, but when I see him, I don't think he doesn't look like he's 252 pounds. Pacers have allowed at least 115 points in the season on 4 consecutive games. The question is, can these guys like Cornette and Cantor, who's sick, take advantage of it? Ntilikina's out, Mitchell Robinson's out. They probably can't take advantage of it. Is the thing. That's what I'm starting to think. I'm sorry. I think maybe the Pacers have a get right game here. I'm going to take some more time to look at that in the afternoon, and then we've hit the Nets Raptors game. We've hit that Cavs game. We've got the Timberwolves game locked in. So Lakers Jazz. I find a very interesting spot when you're doing your study. Just remember that now Neto is out too.
Right.
So now Neto's out, Rubio's out, Exum's out. So Donovan Mitchell's going to play the point. I think that didn't hurt them on Wednesday night in their comeback against Orlando because Orlando wasn't prepared for it.
Right.
But now the Lakers are going to be prepared for Donovan Mitchell. So I think that hurts the Jazz in this spot. Maybe an under. What's been the movement in that total?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was definitely thinking under here, and this is, still an open 217, got bet down a little bit, now down to, you can still get a 216.5 at the Greek.
God, I think that under's got to.
And what about the Utah team total under? I was thinking about that as well. And I was thinking about the Lakers plus the points, but I don't know. Is you want to triple up on this one?
I don't like doubling up even on games anymore.
Right,
so
right.
I hear what you're saying. Don Ricci, yes, Audible, 2 p.m. Eastern, my man. I think that under is in play. I would love to hear about Scotty Rock saying Lakers +8. Also, Scotty Rock saying Warriors smash.
Okay.
I think this is going to be very helpful. I would like to add some plays in, but I'm a little hesitant. And then we've already. So the only game we haven't talked about was the Hornets Blazers. This is another spot. So we're dealing with a few games this afternoon where star players are questionable or probable. And this is another one with Damian Lillard, left elbow sprain, questionable. Now we just saw Seth Curry step up, go 7 for 11, 3 for 5 for 3, get 17 points in 23 minutes. But certainly, if Harkless is going to be up. But if I knew Lillard was in the lineup, I would have taken the Blazers this morning.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to do it until we get more information here. So that's what's up here. And Maxwell Smart talking college basketball. I can't wait. Best play tonight is the Bucks, says King Rail, right? Is that best play tonight, King Rail saying Bucks?
Really?
Very interesting.
No
King
way.
Rail, Bucks. Yeah, Bucks.
Bucks. Fuck. I just took Washington 2 ways. Did he really say that?
Yeah, he did. He did. But don't worry. Let's not panic. We got to get Team
right.
Bankroll in
Okay.
here. Okay,
All
you know,
right.
I think we've done good work. Now, we're going to smash this NBA card.
Okay.
So I'm going to be a little hesitant to add plays, but there are some I think I like. And if that total starts dropping quickly
In which one?
in the Jazz-Lakers game, I'm
Yeah.
going to have to make a move
No,
on
I'm
it.
going to take that one right now. I'm going to take the under 216.5. I'm going to take the LA Lakers Utah under 216.5 minus 110. I might pull it in the afternoon
You know,
show because
I would
do
like
think
to
the
do it
total's
too.
gonna drop.
Yeah, Rondo and James are going to be out spiked for quite a bit longer. King, what do you think about the under in the Lakers-Jazz, knowing that the Lakers can prep for Donovan playing the point? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about that. Can you mention that while we move forward?
And what about just the Lakers plus the points?
I'm still hesitant to make that move at this point, especially, you know, Kuzma coming off a 41-point game, them feeling all good about themselves, going into a spot where they have to kind of change their game plan a little bit with Donovan running the point. I don't know. I just need a little bit more time.
All right, well, I'll throw on the Utah team total under as well. Utah team total under, and that's going to be 112 minus 110. You think you think they're going to try to prove something and have a big offensive game here, though?
No, I don't. Oh, wow. King Rail said took under 216 already, tailing J Money. Give it to me.
Okay, you
I'm
want
on
it?
it.
Well,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
going to give you 216.5, which is at the Greek. LA Lakers, Utah under 216.5.
Jeez, how easy is it to make that bet when he says when both J Money and King Rail are on it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, and Dan Kelly, I like the under in Mill Washington, but I'm hoping the line makes a U-shaped move, so I'll wait on that. Very interesting. Okay, you guys. Oh, and Capper Investments, Atlanta, Philly, under 232. And that's our man, Twadi Latte. Okay, we are so excited. So excited to bring back Team Bankroll. We'd love to have them on Fridays because there's a ton of action. These guys are killing it. And our show is about us making money. And we're so excited to have them here. So we have Natalie live in person. And we are calling my man, Alex, straight out of Romania, man.
Yes.
Straight
Great
out of
human
Romania.
being as
Best
well.
voice in the business. Nat, are you ready to rock? Can you come out?
Will she or won't she be coming
All right.
through that door?
I thought that they were going to be ready at
Will
45.
she or won't she be? As of right now, the answer appears to be no.
Can we bring our man Alex in then at least? Alex,
and
what's
there's a
up?
yes. Oh, we got it.
Oh, we need to hit the phone.
I got it. Don't worry about it.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
What's up, guys?
Alex,
Happy
my
to
man,
see
how are
Thank
you?
For the invitation.
Oh, and
Thank
here
you
we
for the
go. Here we
invitation.
go.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Oh, I get
Come
to
on
it.
in here. There you go.
Hello.
There you go,
Hello,
Natalie.
Peter.
Ladies in the middle.
Hello, Jimmy.
Okay.
What's up? What's up?
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
How's everyone doing? Hello, LoBaggers.
I'm used to the people being in between us being like Freddie Fortune or Lucrative Larry. So this is quite a different setup here. All right, we're going to talk about EPL. We got about 10 or 12 minutes now
Cool.
that we can. How are things going in EPL for you guys so far?
Very good.
Yeah?
Yeah, very good. We do Premier League. We've got a best bet show. We are up 20 units of profit.
No way.
Mr. Loshak, yes, we are.
Really?
Yes, we are. We cover
Wow.
the top 5 leagues. So we've got Premier League, obviously, is one. La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, and Ligue 1 from France.
That gets a clap. That gets a clap. That gets a round
It's
of
not- well,
applause.
I
Tony,
have
it's
to
not
say-
easy to do.
No, and I wish I could take the credit, but actually it is Team Bankroll. And of course, where's Alex?
There he is, right there.
There
and
he is.
the
There
best
he is.
the best voice in the business, Alex. We're so
Yes.
happy to have you guys back. We loved having you guys here during World Cup, and I've been hearing how Alex has been smashing it.
Smashing.
What games are you guys looking at?
Well, we have the massive game, obviously, Tottenham versus Manchester United. Now, Manchester United recently sacked their manager. They had a very poor start. They're my team as well, so it's been very sad to watch them sort of descend. They're now in 6th place, which is great. They used to sort of like top the league a few years ago under Sir Alex Ferguson. After that, then it all went down. Anyway, they've got back-to-back wins. They head to Wembley. They are not the favourites, though. Alex, can Manchester United
Hello.
do it? Martin does not think so. Martin's going for the Spurs win. It's the straight Spurs home win. It's a big matchup. It's the top sort of like
Right.
5 teams. And Tottenham are having a fantastic season as well. Alex, what are your thoughts on the match? A big game.
Tottenham at home, they are unbelievable. Also, Manchester United lately, they're playing great. They're scoring goals for fun after sacking Mourinho. But it's a really big problem with the United defense. And given the fact that Tottenham has a huge attacking firepower with Dele Alli, Son, Kane, one of the best strikers in the world right now. I think that Tottenham has the first chance, but I'm not going to pick a winner here. I'm going to play the Alex the old Alex Classic, both teams to score and the over 2.5 goals. That is at minus 110 right now in US odds, because we are in the Legends show here, Peter Loshak and Jimmy the Back, so we have to use US odds, not decimal odds. So minus 110 for the Alex Classic in this one. I think that we will see plenty of goals and from both teams also. So high scoring affair between two great attacking sides.
Yes.
Okay, and for Colv Corleone, for people who don't necessarily, maybe a little bit hard of hearing, Colv Corleone says, why is he speaking Arabic? The Alex Classic is what?
Okay, so it's a bet that Alex has been doing. Alex has been doing shows with me now. God, we were looking at some old videos, years, like 6 years or something. And it's a bet that he's used, like, he just basically made it his own. It's over 2.5 goals and both teams to score. So it's the Alex Classic.
Right. Okay. Over 2.5 and both teams to score, and that is what he likes here. Okay. Sounds good. What else you guys have?
Well, the two matches also that I wanted to talk about. Well, we've got a few things to talk about, but maybe as we've only got 12 minutes, maybe now 10 minutes. We also have a really popular show. It's called the Alex Acker Show, and we generally live stream it over on with using Periscope over on Twitter. And it's become very popular because Alex is hitting all these Ackers. And just very quickly, for those who do not know, Alex has 49 units of profit this season.
Really?
Yeah, it's really, I know.
Who cares what language he's speaking? There you go. He's speaking the language that matters, right?
Yeah, he's on fire. I know he's very humble. He doesn't like to admit it. So that's why I wanted to say it. But no, it's very popular because he's been hitting these Ackers. And so we're now moving to Odds Market, which is going to be our new home, Team Bankroll's new home. We're going to slowly migrate over there. So please subscribe if you like football content and also other sports, especially European sports. But anyway, so Alex, tell them your we did a 3-team or parlay, you guys call it. 3-team parlay and a 5-team, and he wants to give us 3-team parlay.
Nice.
You guys, take it away.
Yeah, free team parlay coming from the English Premier League this weekend. I have Liverpool total team goals over 1.5, Tottenham versus Manchester United over 2.5 goals, and Everton versus Bournemouth, both team to score, total odds of plus 290. The last two free team parlays hit. We have around 18 parlays, winning parlays this season. 18. So we are hoping that 2019 will continue on the same path, and we will enjoy a huge profit at the end of the season.
Yeah, 18.
I think I got most of that. I think
18,
okay.
18 of his.
So what was his parlay again? Can you repeat it, Natalie?
No.
No. Okay. All right.
So my parlay is
yes.
Liverpool total team goals over 1.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Liverpool team total. Liverpool team total over 1.5. Go on.
Tottenham versus Manchester United over 2.5 goals.
Okay, so that's a full game. Man U, full game, over 2.5. Go on.
Everton versus Bournemouth, both teams to score.
And Everton, okay, both teams to score in the Everton game. Okay, so those are 3 plays on the parlay, and that pays what?
Plus 290.
Very nice. Very nice.
I've got one more, and just in honor of our bookie slayer here, Alex. So it's an Alex Classic 4-team parlay with total odds of plus 200. How do you call it?
1,200.
1,200.
That's 12 to 1. That's a 12 to 1 shot here.
West Ham versus Arsenal, Everton, Bournemouth, Spurs, Manchester United, and Real Betis versus Real Madrid. Both teams are scoring over 2.5 goals with odds of plus 1,200.
Okay. So all 4 of those are both teams to score?
And over 2.5 goals.
Right. Wow. The highly correlated parlay of both teams to score and over 2.5.
Yes.
Okay, now you can find it at Bovada. Earlier in the season, no US bookie was offering that market, but now I heard many people on Twitter that you can find that specific market at Bovada. Maybe also check with other bookies, but I know for sure that they are giving it at Bovada right now.
Okay, and he's talking about the parlay of both teams to score at
the
Alex Classic.
The
okay.
Alex Classic.
Right.
Yeah. So yes, how many minutes have we got left?
We've got 5 minutes. We can talk about whatever you'd like. Natalie, very happy with Jimmy the Bag. What should we do here? Should we talk college basketball? So you guys are done with your EPL tips here.
Oh, no, they got more. They got more.
I was starting with the good stuff,
right.
Just in case it was like very quick. But no,
Alex, right, give us the less good stuff now. We're very interested.
Well, it's still good. But I was like, so Alex has also got 2 plays from La Liga, which is the Spanish soccer league that he really likes as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
La Liga. Alex, what do you have for us?
I have Sevilla away at Athletic Bilbao with a draw no bet. That means in US market, I think that is PK or something like that. I heard that you guys are using it a lot. So Sevilla with a draw no bet at 1.9, minus 110 in US odds. And I really like Real Madrid. Yeah, I know that no one trusts Real Madrid right now because they are playing poor this season. They are struggling on the road, and they are only fifth in the La Liga table. But away at Betis, you cannot ignore plus 115 for Real Madrid to win the match away at Betis Sevilla. So I have Real to win and Sevilla with draw no bet away at Athletic Bilbao.
There you go.
Okay, that's a parlay?
No,
No.
two single bets.
Okay.
Two single bets. And then also just want to quickly mention as well, Australian Open. It's the first Grand Slam of the season. And we kick off our tennis coverage at 12 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday with Whale Kappa and a new tipster called Ardeel. So so I'm looking forward to that as well. It's about 2 weeks long, and I'm excited to start of the season.
Very nice. Things
Yes.
looking great for Natalie, Alex, and everyone at Team Bankroll.
Yes,
You're excited right now?
I am excited. And do you know what else I'm excited about, Pete?
What's that?
The poker tournament.
Oh, that's right. That's coming up when? This next Wednesday?
Wednesday the 16th, yes, at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So do you know what? And also SBR has released odds of who gets knocked out first.
I'm the favorite to get knocked out first.
Oh, you really?
Yes, I am the favorite. I am
Because then I was going to say, because everyone should bet on me.
No.
Because everyone knows that I was the second person to be KO'd. And that's because and Donnie was the first because Donnie's really, really bad, and then I'm just really bad.
So I am the favorite to get knocked out, which is I can't really argue it, but I am reading a couple of poker books to try to upgrade my skills.
Put the money on me. Put the money on me. I tell you.
It's a very simple play, though, Pete. All you have to do is not play a single hand.
Right.
And somebody else will
That's
get
the
knocked out
thing.
first.
Yes, I do know that. Yes, there's strategies that you can use to maximize your chances of lasting as long as possible, but minimize your chances of winning the entire thing. And I could employ one of those strategies, but I'm not going to.
I thought you did rather well though last time.
No, I got knocked out, but it was because I was looking at second half lines and trying to make jokes at the same time, and then I realized that it's best just for me to make an odd joke here and there and try to do as well as I can, which is what I'll do this next upcoming tournament.
Best of luck. And also, guys, there's $100 bounty cash, cold hard cash on each of our heads. So if you do knock us out, the money is yours. I think that's pretty cool.
It is a nice touch.
Yeah.
It is a very nice touch.
Yep.
Before I finish, I want to congratulate you guys for Max Smart 402 or 420.
Yes.
What is his Twitter handle? I think that he's an amazing guy. I cannot sleep at night in the last 2-3 nights, so I'm watching you guys, and most of all, I like that part with Maxwell. I think that I don't know how he does that, but he's talking about all those crazy college football or college basketball games. I don't really watch U.S. sports, but he's really knowledgeable, and I think that you guys did a great thing bringing him on the show.
Thank you very much, Alex. We're making great content here. We're absolutely. Thank you so much, Alex.
Yeah,
Jimmy,
no, it's a huge score having Max on our show, absolutely, and it's a huge score having you guys. Is there anything else? That you're looking at this weekend that you're liking, Alex?
Troy V says Real Madrid is hard to back, though.
I know. Well, yeah, Alex said though because they've been on Ludia. Yeah, but value is good though.
Sure, that's when value can pop up if you know what to look for, and obviously Alex has proven himself.
Yeah. I also like the both teams to score and the over 2.5 goals in that game as well. Real Betis, Real Madrid.
Is there any futures that you're looking at, Alex, that some of us could jump in on with like big payouts?
Yeah, Denmark to win the World Cup, the World Championship in handball, the one that Larry's grandfather invented the rules for, that specific sport. So Denmark is my favorite to win the competition. I think that Liverpool and Manchester City will go head-to-head till the end of the Premier League. So I would love Liverpool to win it because I'm a huge fan of Liverpool. They are playing this weekend. Also, Natalie has some words about these two matches. So Natalie, go on.
No, well, the words that I was going to have, because obviously both teams have got to win their matches. I had the only one bet that I like is goals in both halves. Brighton Liverpool 1.62, which is minus 1.61 as a parlay filler. But no, I'm watching those games. Do you have any bets for those ones?
Yeah, I have Liverpool and the over 2.5 goals at minus 115. No, minus 110 exactly. Better odds for me. Not for Manchester City, I don't have any, but I think that Manchester City will smash Wolves. I know that Wolves are playing good against the top 6 in the standings, but Manchester City are scoring goals for fun lately. They scored not less than 16 with 21 goals in the last 4 matches across all competitions. Yes, they played also League One team, also a championship team in the 2 English Cups. But after that win against Liverpool, because the Liverpool and Manchester City, as I said, they are going head to head. I think that they should smash Wolves there, and I think that we should take them with the Asian handicap there. I think that the best Asian handicap to take them right now is minus 2.5. I have a feeling that City will smash Wolves and will win at 3 goals difference at least.
Yeah, or Man City and the over 3.5 goals, 2.25.
Billy Exotic has a question. He says, do any of you like Leeds today?
No.
Yes, I have a bet for Leeds versus Derby, the old Alex Classic, both teams to score in the over 2.5 goals. I think that it is priced at plus 110. I think that we'll see plenty of goals in that match. Leeds should bounce back after a poor run in the recent meetings, and I think that they should win to secure that top position in the standings. But Derby are a tough side to play against, and they can easily find the back of the net against Leeds, despite playing on the road.
Mm-hmm. Tell them what you heard about Alex.
Very nice.
Well, I heard Alex was a handball genius, and he's already told us that he likes Denmark to win the World Championships. I know that's going to upset Larry because Larry considers himself, a handball genius. Freddie's been taking a lot of his thunder. But I like that. So I can't get Denmark to win the whole tourney. I guess that's because games are on right now?
No, I don't know. Yes, games are on right now, but
right.
I think that you should have it.
Yeah, no, I do have it.
I will search it on Loshak.
I do have it. Denmark plus 210 to win the World Handball Championships. Denmark plus 210 to win the World Handball Championships. I know Pete loves his Bundesliga handball.
Yeah, in theory. I want to become an expert in Bundesliga handball, but haven't quite had the time to realize that dream yet. But it's on the bucket list. It's definitely there.
Billy Exotic says yes.
I think that.
Oh, sorry, Alex. What are you saying?
Sorry, Jimmy. It was Denmark or France. I had it, but France is missing some of their star players, including Nikola Karabatic. This is why I'm going with Denmark. A lovely team, athletic team, tall guys, as you like to say, very tall guys on the 9 meters there. I think that they have the first chance, and that price looks really good.
Yeah, but Nikola Karabatic, he's overrated, though. I was never too impressed with Karabatic.
It's like Karabatic, first of all, with the C, Karabatic. Yet he's not overrated. He's older than he's older right now, but he was the best handball player for 5-6 years in a row. I think that they gave him this best player award in the world.
Okay, I'm going to revise
talking with the pro right there.
I know. I'm revising my estimation.
Careful what you say.
Revising my estimation of Nikola Karabatic. Jimmy the Bag, any final words?
Yeah, it's an absolute treat of running with you guys. There's a couple people asking if they could go a quick recap of what we're on right now. Do you mind doing that, Pete? Giving a quick recap of what we're on?
The plays that were given officially in the show, and I'm not going to recap Alex's plays because I didn't write them down. Jimmy the Bag is on Calgary puck line, Pittsburgh Penguins puck line, Minnesota minus 4.5, and the Lakers-Utah game under 216.5. I took Calgary minus 1. That's going to be it for me for NHL. I did take Washington first half plus 3 and full game plus 6, and then later after that got word that Milwaukee is King Rail's best play of the day, so I might pull that in the afternoon show when we're actually talking with King Rail in person, and he tells me why he likes Milwaukee so much here. Questions about the Greek Freak's health, which is another reason why the line might be dropping. But we'll talk about that in the afternoon show.
But just before we close up, Natalie, where can we find you guys moving forward? Where are your shows and where can we find you?
Moving forward, moving over to Odds Market. So do subscribe over to the YouTube channel there. Obviously, we'll still be doing plenty of stuff with SBR, but we have new shows as well, including a daily betting show, which is encompassing all sports, different names, new names and faces that you haven't seen before. So right now, we're just speaking with a lot of people, and it's all really exciting. So stay tuned for everything.
Sounds good.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. So we will catch you guys at the Audible, 2 p.m. Eastern time, and then back, Loshak in the bag. We'll have Big Ragoo as well. We'll have King Rail locking down this NBA card for us. So catch us then, 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. Much love to you guys.